Good evening, good evening. I am Ian, this is my lovely wife.
Rachel, sorry, I'm just enjoying the
I
music.
know, right? We are off Big Family Life in the Simpson Family Home and 4S in the Simpson Family. 4S representing faith, family, food, and fitness. Faith because we believe we can do all things through Him who loves us. Family because aside from God, there's nothing in the world more important on this earth. Food because food is medicine. And fitness because we believe that overall wellness can be achieved by pursuing and maintaining a strong mind, soul, and body. Hence 4Fs to manifest our best lives by grace under God. This is Real Talk, and tonight's topic is
Comfort or solutions?
comfort or solutions. As it pertains to what, Martha? Where are we going to start?
So, I had seen this, and it was like one of the, when it comes to relationships.
Okay, let's start there.
I'm just kind of like, what?
No,
And
it's
where I found it is that it was either on TikTok, Facebook, whatever. And it just drew my interest because it's like one of those things when you're having a bad day, or you're going through something, and you're either your significant other or even your child is going through. It's like, do you want a comfort or do you want comfort or do you want a solution
In the moment.
in that moment?
Right.
Because sometimes if we pick, if that person is unaware that you actually want comfort, because that's why communication is so important.
So very important.
A solution is not going to be very well received in that moment.
Or even necessary.
Yeah.
And in my own lived life experience, I'm a fixer. I'm a fixer in relationships. If I see something that's broken or I perceive it to be broken, for instance, my wife is crying. I perceive that there's something wrong, so automatically my instinct is to go to a place of I need to fix that. I need to address that. I need to, whatever's bothering her, I need to make that right. And the point is, I think my wife is trying to make is that sometimes in those instances, she doesn't require a solution, just comfort. Just comfort. And conversely, if, for instance, now how that applies to, we were talking with Jody last night, and hopefully Jody is able to tune in again this evening, and we'll continue the conversation. Good evening, God bless you. And good evening, God bless you, Harry, Eric. God bless you. Thank you for stopping in. We received that. Thank you. God loves you as well. Sometimes, if your child now, for instance, will have an episode, children are wont to do that, whether they're teenagers or they say your teenage son drops the B word on you, right? So automatically, the Jamaican in me would be the solution is to break my foot off in his behind.
BP just giggled.
Right? However, the reality is something is terribly wrong, or else your child whom you love and who loves you would not be behaving that way, right?
Thank you.
Oh, thank you for the gift. God bless you. Thank you. I think I've seen this scene before. Are you having a sense of deja vu? It's quite possible. I don't dismiss anything. I'm a curious person by nature, and I can't know what I don't know. Yeah, go ahead, my love.
Yeah, no, and you were on the topic of, like the, somebody, being disrespectful, and, I go to the place of kind of like with a toddler. A toddler is throwing a tantrum.
Sure.
Sometimes, they're crying for something, or they're just crying and they don't even know why. So that's a moment that we would offer comfort. So comfort in that moment would be, is your mic low?
Thank you, Carla. Appreciate you. God bless you. Mic is low. Turn it up.
Okay.
Bring the mic into that. Does that help, Carla, please? Does that help?
Where's
Okay,
your
keep
button?
going. No, don't turn
Oh,
it up.
don't
Just
touch
bring
it?
closer.
Okay.
No, don't touch it. Just bring it closer. Don't turn it up. No need to turn
I
it up.
just put it right in
Remember,
the frame.
the IT department said that we don't need. Anyways.
Okay,
please
so
carry on.
no, and so I would say, like with a toddler that is throwing a tantrum, and they can't even verbalize what they're feeling, what they're going through, and it's not that they're wanting anything, like they're not having a tantrum over a toy or a tantrum over something that can be solvable.
Right.
They actually just want that comfort because they want to know you're there and you're able to actually help them work it through.
Mm-hmm. No, but Rachel, talk closer. It sounded right. Get closer to Mike, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Carla.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting. I think I'm so interested that that you went in that direction because I mean you used the example of a toddler. Now I automatically go to that place of well then there's me. How would right? The inner child, right? Because I mean you say that a toddler doesn't have the language to articulate how they're feeling in that moment, and those emotions can be so complicated. However, it's not. I would say that even as an adult, I found that as looking back, as a younger person, looking back now, I didn't have until it wasn't until I did the work to get the language to identify the emotions that I was actually feeling. And so, yeah, I would have a tantrum as an adult and not really know why I was reacting the way I was because as men, we're just not taught to identify and work with those emotions.
Yeah.
Right. So the work becomes the work I think becomes to identify the emotions and to sit with them, to feel them. Right. And then again, language, as you've been saying all along, language becomes so important, and language is so important to know to identify what it is that I'm feeling in this moment. And then once I'm given the language to identify this emotion, well, all I have is this hammer. Well, now I have a screwdriver or a wrench, or you know what I mean. I don't have to react out of anger because I can understand. I can identify that. Wait a second. In this moment, I'm not angry. I'm hurting. What is that? Oh my goodness. I don't want to feel that, but it's okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But no, right? Yeah, I mean, as men, as a dude, right? I mean, it's not something that it's not a popular opinion. It's as a male, it is not a popular opinion in today's society. However, it is one that I feel as a dude needs to be addressed. Jody is on Instagram with us today.
Oh,
God bless
hey,
you. Hey,
Jody.
Jody, how you doing? God bless you.
Maybe she jumped
Maybe
over.
she's both. I don't know. Technology. Yay, technology. Go now.
No, I just find it interesting because you go from a toddler to then an adult.
Well, no,
But
because
no,
I go to the place of that small wounded child inside of me that needs to be needs to feel safe and allowed to come to air and mature and grow, right?
Yeah.
Trauma. We're talking about trauma. We talk about generational curses. That's what we do here, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
And so even I think with children it's somewhat they're at the beginning stages of communication. And then you were bringing up even with adults that communication is still not developed, and then eventually you're in a relationship, and I think you did it perfectly. If I was crying and you're like, well, why are you crying? Let's fix it right away. But sometimes like that crying, that comfort that we want from our partners is to actually sorry, Jody's like messing with us
on the other side of the camera. And real quick, what do you guys do on TikTok? Hey guys, hey, God bless you. Thank you for stopping. God bless, God bless, God bless. Pop, I think I see you up there. God bless you. Haven't checked in yet, but I think I see you. What do we do on TikTok? You want to sound off on that real quick and continue your thought, please?
I want to continue my thought.
Please.
So I already lost it. Wow. No kidding. No, it's like the development. If I want to cry, it's good to actually have those outbursts or, an outburst of crying.
Yeah.
Because then that's release of frustration that has nothing to do with maybe one thing. It can be multiple things that have been bothering me.
Emptying the cup.
Yeah, so it's like just the release of emotions.
Right.
Because I feel sometimes like with solutions, right away we feel judgment. Right away we feel either, judgment.
Judgment is a great. Yeah.
Shame. Sometimes shame, depending on where you are on your healing path.
Right.
There's that little bit of shame because for me, I actually never cried in front of anybody. I would cry in silence. I would never let the children see me cry because I felt weak in that moment, and I didn't want to see the kids to see me weak.
I tell you what, I say that Bishop taught me, say tears are a language that only God understands. tell you, that is such a powerful and profound thing. Tears are a language that only God understands. I mean, if you know, you know. If you if you've been there, huh? If you've been there, if you know, you know. When I say tears are a language that God understands, and I'm starting to try to get emotional because if you've been there, if you've been there, you know. Sometimes all you can do is cry and just petition God to advocate on your behalf. And if you reach that point in life, you know, it's a good place to start. It's a really great place to start once you've reached that point where whatever it is that you're in is so broken. Been there. You know, whatever it is that you're in is so broken that the only option left, really, and then he makes it happen. And then what are you left with after that? What are you left with as a man, as a man of reasonable intelligence? And I mean, you know, I'm old school, right? I'm old soul. I'm old school. I'm loyal. And it's cost me. It's cost me over the years. The loyalty, the sense of loyalty, has cost me a great deal. However, once you petition, you get down, you know, on your knees because you're in that place. We're always talking about God. The goodness of God. It just depends on what form the conversation takes. But I mean, well, that's what we always talking about, right? God's lives matter. God's lives matter. We're God's people. Will you ever get to that place, you know?
I was just looking at that.
Right? Doesn't she? Jody says, for the record, Rachel, you look gorgeous. And on point. I thought so too. Yes, I told her myself earlier.
Huh?
Yeah, it's more, you get to a place, yes, relationship with Jesus over just being a Christian. You get to a place, hopefully, where you realize that it's about relationship. It's no longer about religion. It's about relationship. And I mean,
Carla, I thought so too.
God bless you,
ladies.
As
Sorry,
you fill my wife's cup. God bless you. Please go ahead, Mom.
Can I explain
Please.
why? No, I actually had a interview today, so I had to adult.
She had to.
And then I was like telling my husband here, I'm like, okay, I gotta go inside. I have to get ready. I have to adult. So that means actually not putting on leggings and a sweater and starting my day. It was actually, I had to, you know, do a little bit extra. So, yeah, today's been a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. God bless you. Thank you for filling her cup. Adulting, yes. Adulting.
That's what we call it.
Carla said good adulting. And so, you know, relationships. It becomes about relationship. And I mean, if you're ever in a place that, are you from, we're from Winnipeg, Canada. Hello, God bless you. Thank you for stopping in. Stay safe, guys. You guys are so pure. Keep fighting the good fight when hate from the media comes. God bless you. We received that. Thank you so much for stopping in. God bless you, sharing some time with us.
Sorry, I just...
Yeah, you caught that.
Yeah, I just started. Yeah, it brings up a funny memory. That's all.
That's all. Yeah,
kids.
Relationships with each other, relationship with God. And I mean, if you ever find yourself in a place where you have something that you cannot tell to God, I would humbly suggest that I don't think you fully understand the relationship that you have with God. If you feel that you can't tell Him something, howdy folks from Southern Ontario, Canada, good evening, God bless you, thank you for stopping in. You know, because the truth of the matter is He already knows. And the next part of it is, it's 8:30 in the Simpson family home. The littles are coming through to say their goodnights, and as per usual, although the last couple of nights he hasn't been first, Justice's guy this evening to be first in line to say his goodnights.
I think sometimes they like actually make an attempt to be competitive as who can get here first. So, however, he's been roaming around close just to be.
And I think baby's still upset with us, but she'll
Yeah.
show up soon.
I was laying down on the couch because I was tired and it was too cold in my room to lay down.
Well, get under the blankets if it's cold. It's a lot of scooting you do too, so yeah, you're gonna be tired. Good night.
And it's spitting out there for a little bit.
Huh?
It's spitting out
A
there.
little bit of rain? Okay.
Okay.
A little bit of rain never hurt anybody.
And
Still no baby.
Eee, that was just got splashed with.
Still no baby.
she's
Wet hair.
reading a book downstairs.
She's reading a book? Oh no, she's not gonna come say goodnight. She's really upset.
Oh, good night, Justice. Good night, Brookie, Auntie Lana.
And oh, hey, Auntie Lana, God bless you. Thank you for stopping in. Say goodnight to Auntie Lana.
Hi, Auntie Lana.
I'm 18 and I believe that is currently the end times. A bunch of revelations will come to pass. I would say this, and I'm not here to challenge anyone's conviction of belief. However, I would humbly suggest this. We've been foretelling of the end of time since the beginning of time, and yet humanity goes on. And so it is my conviction of belief, and I'm not here to tell you that I'm right and you're wrong or anything of the such, that humanity will get past this time as well. And so if that is my conviction of belief, then or you come back and get it, yeah. Then it becomes, then logically the next question I ask is, how do we want to be remembered for this time? Because for whatever reason, for good or ill, these times have been given to us, these troubling and trying times have been given to us. So how do we want to be remembered? How do we want to look back 20 years, 30 years, 40, 50 years from now? How do we want our children or grandchildren to look back at this and remember these times? How did we acquaint ourselves? Yeah, I think that it would benefit us to be the change that we want to see in this world. And to just, I think that I get asked a lot if we'll ever go back to normal. And while I don't like that word, the reality is that normal wasn't working for a great many people. Normal wasn't working for a great many people, so I think that we've been given a very unique opportunity to do something different, at the very least, because this is different. And I think that at the very least we've been given a unique opportunity to do something different. And I think that we have an opportunity to be better. To be whatever that means, but just to be better than what we were. To be kinder, to be more compassionate, to be more godly. To just be better than what we previously were. And I think that once that opportunity presents itself, that we should avail ourselves of it. We had that a little bit, we talked on that a little bit earlier. Does God know where God came from? Yes, Amanda. Hey? Yes, well, she said the bear's going to have to deal with it. It's the start of the end of time, and COVID is one of the catalysts lasting for 1,000. Well, I certainly hope COVID doesn't last for 1,000 years. We're all about manifesting reality over here in the Simpson home. However, I'm not here to challenge it, if I said anyone's conviction of belief. However, I said that I certainly hope it's not a 1,000-year rule. I believe the Antichrist will come to be known when the persecution and one head world government. Quite possibly. Again, I'm not here to challenge anyone's conviction of belief. And I don't think it's proper time or it's proper sense. I just think that we can be better than we have been, and I think that we could aspire to that. Go ahead, my daughter.
Yeah, I want to just go back to the comfort and solutions
Yes,
here.
comfort and solutions.
Because
Yeah.
good night, Ryder. Good night, Blue.
Good night, sweetie.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
So this is an example of comfort or solution. So Callie is like, so I had told her she
boy.
needed to do something,
Oh
and
my goodness.
Dad had to back me up, and so
Okay. Oh boy.
Dad had
I've
to
gone
back
and
me up.
done it here. Hi
And,
Jody, God bless you. Thank you for coming. I've gone and done it. Oh boy. Ah, I'm in the doghouse now. I've gone and done it. Yes. Oh, comfort or solution?
This is comfort right now
Comfort or
because
solution? Because strictly speaking, the Jamaican in me is, okay, where I cry for, this and that, and the other thing and them thing there. You want something to cry about? We can always, right? The Jamaican in me is like that. So logically speaking, strictly from a logical point of view, really she has no reason to be upset with me. However, from an emotional perspective, obviously she requires some comfort right now. And I feel that she's doing a really terrific job of holding it together, right? So yeah, we're not gonna go with the logical, and we're not gonna offer the solution of, go to bed, grounding, this, that, and the other, straighten out, act right. No, we're just gonna offer some comfort in this moment and beg her for her forgiveness. Baby, I'm sorry. Don't
and
even
I'm
know
kind of because no, all you did was support my what I'd asked her to do. You supported me on it, and yeah, because Dad didn't. Yeah, so this is the dynamic of it. So yeah, the comfort and solutions. With the children, I guess it's sometimes depending on which parenting style you have, but it's also what personality you have. For me, when the children were small, it was like their tantrum, having a tantrum in the store or whatever. I would just like walk away and not even give them the attention that they required in that moment because it was a poor behavior. And then with I think relationship wise, it's new to me. This comfort and solution, that choice of what kind of communication style you want to put forward. So bedtime. You've already Good night. Thank you, baby. Jeez.
What?
Girl dad.
What?
And he is,
What? This was much easier when all I had were sons. Yeah, so much easier to tell a son no. It really is than to tell a daughter no. And it was so interesting when I first became a parent to, thank you, Auntie Nana, to girls. It was, I walk away and I wouldn't say loudly, who's on Movie Children today, right?
Right.
Yes, I've done that. God bless you. Thank you. We received that. Yeah, you guys seem so humble.
Look at poor mom because they could see me when I was.
Yeah, right. You see what mom has to deal with. Good evening, Chris. God bless you. See what mom has to deal with. Hello from Singapore. God bless you. Okay, we're just gonna go here. We'll start from here and move forward. Go ahead.
No,
please.
I was just saying with children it's different, but relationship wise, I said it's a new concept that I kind of brought to his attention.
Yeah, because as I said, I'm a fixer.
And then it was also, it gave me language as to what I was feeling in certain
Right.
moments. I'm like, okay, how can I say, because I know his nature and he's meaning well.
Yeah.
However, this is what I need in this moment. So I came across it, and so with the relationship, basically all he has to say is like, what do you want a comfort or do you want a solution?
No, I won't say
No,
that,
well,
because
you know what,
it
but that
brings
would-
to mind.
what?
An ex once told me, she says, "Do you want to be right, or do you want to be loved?"
And I knew that I'd lost that argument. At that moment, whatever we were talking about, I knew that the discussion was over. Lauren Hill in the background, can you hear? Can you address a couple of these, please, when you go? I just, hi, just ask, how many kids do you have, and are all the same kind of shade? Just ask you. We have 10, blended family of 10. I'm Jamaican, mom's indigenous, and baby here is Jamaican. Yeah, I mean, yeah, And next, I'm a single mother, and it can be hard. I mean, right? It can be hard some days. I mean, being a mother is hard enough. Having to do it on your own. Hello from Malaysia. God bless you. I mean, yeah. It can be hard as a single mom every day, not just some days. Men are fixers. Well, this man in particular, it is my nature to be a fixer. And I mean, it's so interesting, Jody, because I mean, on my self-healing journey, right? The idea is to get more tools to put in my toolbox so I can respond better in any given situation, right? To more tools, right? Well, what does more tools do to a fixer? It's like, twice the opportunity to fix stuff. So I was in that place for a while, right? What's it, baby?
Jamaican and Ojibwe.
You Jamaican Ojibwe, baby. Good night. Love you.
Good night, love you.
All right. Do you have room for another child? We always have room for more. Absolutely. Jamaicanese. That's dope. Jamaicanese. An octopus from space. Another octopus.
Yeah, there's
An
another
octopus.
octopus. I know. I
We knew
knew.
an octopus.
Yeah, we knew an octopus.
Yeah, she was a good friend.
And yeah, Jody, there was Lauren Hill in the background.
Yeah.
I have my '90s playlist going right now, and I didn't really think you guys were gonna hear it. So, and as you guys, like when he's talking, I'm kind of just yeah. So yeah, men are fixers, and then there's not all men are fixers. I think it's more some men are fixers, and then some men are just unable to even attempt to fix.
So we got another child coming. So they coming. All right. As long as you got people, we down. We down. The more the merrier. We like. I grew up watching like the Brady Bunch. 8 is enough.
Cheaper
like.
by the dozen. That's a newer one. Sorry.
Cheaper.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
boy, that
Big
laugh
families,
was good.
right? Big
Yeah.
families are a thing. Big families, definitely. I remember some of my fondest memories in Jamaica was like in the country at my grandmother's. I mean, there was aunties and uncles and cousins. Yeah, baby.
Look at.
Baby looks unimpressed. Yeah, she's still trying to work it out, Jody. She's still working through it. She's still working through it. Oh, Jody, look what you did. Oh,
Auntie Lana says hello from Andrew Street.
Hello from Andrew Street.
Single parent, both fixer and comforter.
Fixer and comforter. You have to. I mean, single parents have to be rock stars. Their mom, their dad, they're everything.
So sorry.
No,
Don't be sorry.
I'm just playing. She's doing great. She's doing. Say hi, TikTok. We'll lean this way and say hi, TikTok. Hi, TikTok. Look up, up there. Hi, TikTok. Right?
I think I need to cut our bangs again.
And up there, Instagram. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's trying. She comments, baby.
Just something caught my eye here. So she says, my son is half native and has started the grass dancing, and I'm never invited to them. Is that normal? I've never heard of that. Depending on who's saying you're not invited, it just depends on. I'm not sure what community he is from.
Yeah.
However, I know back home and surrounding communities, everybody is welcome.
Right. And I mean, as mom, you obviously have rights, right? Or dad, excuse me, I can't see, my apologies. But yeah. And hello, UK, God bless you. Lean forward, sweetie. And I mean, this is outside of the norm for us. So you say again when you talk about comfort or solution, right? Again, this is extended comfort because this is well past her bedtime, and this is outside the norm because we're very strict on those things. However, in this moment, she requires a little bit more, and as much as y'all hate it, she's getting it. So beat it. Beat it. Beat it. I make no apologies. Beat it. I'll arm wrestle any of you. I'll arm wrestle any of y'all for the right to spoil my daughters. Get out of here.
So have any of you, like, is this something that you guys have heard of or had even tried, was the comfort and solution? If you say men are fixers, have you had somebody that has been emotionally grown? I think there's for some of these.
Emotionally stunted.
No, emotionally grown, where they're able to recognize
Okay.
that, okay, now is not the time to address this. Maybe I just need to be present. And so I'm just wondering, ladies, is this something new, or is this something that you've come across in your lifetime?
And do you support LGBT community? Will you raise your kids to support? We support all of God's people. Judgment is not ours. That will be our children's decision. I mean, we just support them to be kind and gentle and godly. And so I can't see any eventuality why they wouldn't be supporting of the community. You know what I mean? So because they are equalists, as we are equalists, and they are God's children, as we are God's children. So we support all of God's children. Where is your Muslim hijab? I mean, honestly though, I'm not Muslim. Why would I have a hijab or a headscarf? Why would she have a hijab or a headscarf? Repeat the question.
I've actually never seen a indigenous person wear a hijab headscarf.
Why would you?
I know, but I'm asking, like, I've never seen. Have you seen that before?
Why would we?
Okay,
We're not
yeah.
Muslim. Jody has 2 comments.
Oh, so Jody.
Nice.
So first, as like in your lifetime, have you met a partner that was actually somebody that would? I know. Is there somebody that would? You met a partner that would offer you comfort when you needed it instead of a solution.
And I think in relationships, if I can jump on that, in relationships, it's important to be able to identify and recognize that when to speak in that unspoken, that little dance between you and your spouse partner. It's tough, right? It's tough, especially as men. We're knuckleheads, right? I speak for myself. I'm a knucklehead, man. I'm just a dude, man. I mean, if you don't write it out in the stars for me, I'm probably gonna miss it. However, the odd time, from time to time, I get it right. And but this was just such an important piece of information for her to give to me, because now this is an important tool for me to put in the toolbox, quite simply to know that. And here's something that our therapist told us once a long time ago. It seemed like so long ago, and it really wasn't. The idea that, it's okay to be, if your partner, your spouse is feeling some kind of way, it's okay for them to feel that way. You don't have to take ownership of it. You don't have to own it and want to fix it. It's okay. I mean, especially as men, we have to learn to be okay with the fact that our partner is feeling some kind of way right now. And it might not, the world doesn't revolve around us. It probably has nothing to do with us. Absolutely nothing to do with us. It's just maybe manifesting because we're annoying as heck. We know this. Come on, we're annoying. Come on.
You're supposed to read my mind.
Right?
That's it.
Right? So we have to be okay with the idea that sometimes our partner is just in a place that they're not okay, and we have to be okay with that. It's okay. We don't have to fix it. Mm-hmm. And this is what this conversation is all about. The idea that we don't have to offer a solution. We could just offer comfort. Men, right? Is it your time? Are you on your time? Do you need a Midol? Right? Well, okay, I'll always speak for myself. Baby, please go.
So, and I seen this one. I want to address Jody. Don't let me forget.
I
But
will.
I seen a comment here. It's
You
like,
want me to scroll?
no, I see it.
Okay.
Have you? Oh, that your voice is from heaven.
What? Have you considered that your voice is from
Heaven.
heaven? I don't. What do you mean? The voice is in my head?
No, you have a voice. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you. God bless you. I received
Yeah.
that. Thank you.
So,
Thank
and
you.
then with Jody, it was like, yeah, to be honored to be invited. And that is something that I would really love for you to come with us one time. Not one time, but
Next
when,
time.
next time. When the world, when they're allowed, when they're not prohibited anymore.
Because we what are we, next week would have been our anniversary at Manitowoc, right? Right? Next week would have been our anniversary. That's where we met at the Manitowoc powwow here in Winnipeg. And that would have been our anniversary because, you know, did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Wow, Carla. Oh my goodness.
She used the line on you, baby.
Oh my god, I'm so done. I don't know if I can.
Good one,
am
Carla.
I
I love
blushing?
that.
Am I,
Yeah.
am I ready? Wow. God bless you, ladies.
And
Thank
then
you.
somebody says, I really like the plants behind you. This is my husband's pride and joy. I like flowers. I like getting orchids, and they only last like a little while.
3 days.
However,
tops.
I think no, I got that for my birthday. We're going almost a month. So, but however, I like to buy in plants.
Plants give me great joy. Plants. They give us oxygen and air. That's so important. They clean the air that we breathe. And I'm a gardener by nature. That's how the fern is. Thank you. That's how orchids are hard. The longest I had was 3 months. I'm a gardener by. If I were to describe myself as anything, I would say that I'm a gardener. Oh goodness, what is that? Wow, God,
Wow,
God,
those
thank
are-
you. Well, what are those?
Flowers.
Flowers. Oh, God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless. We've never received those before. God bless you. Thank you. That was very pretty. Thank you. God bless you. We're totally giving away. We're just total noobs, eh, right?
Yeah, and it's,
we're
it's sorry, and I just want to add, we're sitting at supper and this evening, and all the kids are sitting there, and then Dad's like, so did you guys see what I seen on Did you guys see what I seen on TikTok? And I'm like, okay, wait, hold up, say it again, because it's like,
Hey,
we're
I'm hip.
cool. Yeah,
I'm
I
hip.
think we're cool, but
I'm
it's
happening.
in that
I know the
moment, I was
lingo.
like, yeah.
I can parlez-vous with the kids in the hippity hip hop with the hippity hip hop.
Look at
Right?
Jazz.
And that's how we do it, right? I can do that.
And Jazz, our 16-year-old, is walking by and just laughing because she's the one that, kind of does the eye roll, and we're.
Those won't die like the orchids. Thank you. God bless you. You know what? Honestly, I've always. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I think if Carla's still here, she might be able to attest to that. I might look more Will Smith, but I've always been more Carlton. That's probably my dirty little secret. I might look more Will Smith, but I've always been at heart. I've always been Carlton. I was that awkward, shy.
Is that true, Carla?
If she's still here.
If
No.
she's Do the dance.
I used to. No, come on now. I grew up watching that stuff, those programs. So I used to do the dance. I don't know how to do the dance anymore. Neither. God bless you, Carla. At heart, though, but I used to feel like I was, you know what I mean. But by the time when we were in high school, though, that was pre Will Smith, right? That would have been by the time Will Smith came around. When we were out of high school, because in high school it would have been Cosby Show.
I was in high
Cosby
school
Show.
when. Was I in high school?
There's a 12-year difference between
Yeah,
the
sorry.
two of us. Yeah, I received that. Thank you. Yeah, I received that. Thank you. Yes, I did well. Thank you. God bless you. I serve a living, loving God. Yeah.
You have an amazing hearty laugh, right? I totally agree. I love his laugh.
Yeah, Theo, right? Yeah, right? See, Carla was like Theo. Theo essentially was my big brother growing up as a kid. I modeled my entire life was modeled after Theodore Huxtable. We laughed just the other day. She read about some grown men that there's a thing now that you can fill in your
Oh, yeah.
mustache. There's a thing that you can actually buy. And men, you can fill in your mustache. And she mentioned it to me, and I was like, what you mean? I was doing that back with Theo back in the 80s. I'd just take my sister's mascara and da-da-da-da-da. And she's like, it worked? I'm like, yeah. You just take your sister's mascara, you open it up, and you just da-da-da. Theo taught me that back in the 80s, right? There was an episode, and there's an episode where he got his ear pierced. Yeah.
You got your ears pierced?
Yes.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, 1990. Diane, cousin God, Diane is here. Thank you for checking in, cousin Di. God bless
1990.
you.
So I would have been 8 years old.
90s and 96
Seven.
would have been. There you go.
I would
96 would have been when I started at Via Rail, so I was out of high school. I was 20 something, my 20s then. So yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
96?
96, yeah. Around there. 10 years,
Wow,
96 to
I was-
2006. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just came across you too, and I'm in love. Oh, God bless you. Thank you. God bless. We God's people over here. We God's people. And we work in a new hashtag, God's Lives Matter. God's Lives Matter. We work in a new hashtag. We're going to try and get it trending. God's Lives Matter. Hashtag God's Lives Matter. And hashtag Equalist. And that's who we are. That's what we are. I was born in 97. Wow. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Listen, hey, congratulations. Did I see your mask on the back of a bus today?
Oh
Marlo?
yeah, we were
Is that-
heading
did I s-
downtown,
I
and
just-
he's like, I can't stop because we were in traffic, but he
Yeah.
wanted to stop while a bus was stopped, and I'm
Do
like,
you have your handiwork on the back of a transit bus potentially, possibly? Is that one of your advertising and marketing? I just thought I saw one of your. I just as a glimpse, and I didn't have time to stop and double check. However, yeah. So continuing the conversation between comfort or solutions. Comfort or solutions. Not yet, but great idea, right? Comfort or solutions. I mean, in relationships. I mean, and Jody, if you're here, and I mean, we came upon this when we were talking yesterday about when you mentioned that one of your boys at that time had called you the B word. And now in that moment, and interestingly enough, last night when Mom and I were talking about it, we had a disagreement because we don't always come out on the same side of a conversation. And we had a seemingly disagreement. We seemingly disagreed on the topic that in that moment, are we supposed to allow the child to vent their frustration? And my opinion was that you lovingly and tell them that you safely allow them to say that that kind of behavior is unacceptable, right? And the thing that in those two things might seem contradictory, but that's a new concept that we learned from our therapist is that there's sometimes two seemingly contradictory ideas can exist in the same place at the same time. And this is, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It's a lot of information I'm trying to get out right now. I'm so sorry.
That was
I tend to do that. Thank you, my love. I get going, right? I get a lot of information to get out. Sorry. And sometimes two ideas that seem contradictory can exist in the same as a part of the solution. And in this case, the idea that the child is allowed to have their outbreak because it's important, or outburst. It's important to them in that moment. Or whatever is wrong, whatever it is. And I mean, both are ideas. We weren't at odds. We weren't at odds on this issue at all because we were agreed. Allow the child to feel safe enough to have their outbursts. However, once that outburst is okay, that has happened, I feel that where I'm at in my journey, I think it's important to then say to the child something along the lines, okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's just please understand that kind of behavior is not acceptable with anyone. Not just with a parent, not just with a partner, not just with a spouse. Right? So again, those two seemingly contradictory ideas can exist in the same place at the same time. And we can offer comfort and possibly a solution in the right situation, in the right context. I mean, every situation is unique. My wife has Matt.
You might want to.
Read it in my head first?
Yes.
Okay. Nah. Okay, thank you. That's how I teach my son, and we talk through what and why he feels the way he feels and how to deal with those feelings positively. There is nothing at all wrong with feeling an emotion. I'm angry. That's fine. No, I'm really, really angry. Feel that. It's fine. What's really important is to identify that, okay, am I angry or am I feeling hurt? Am I angry or is it guilt? Is it shame? Because, you know what I mean? Because those when we get into those areas now, then now we start to project. Right? Because guilt and shame are not feelings that anyone wants to experience. So, you know, defense mechanisms don't allow us to process and say, I'm in the wrong here. No, we project. Let me speak for myself. Lived life experience, right? So it becomes very, very important to be able to identify what emotion we're actually feeling and to allow ourselves to just feel it. I mean, feeling that emotion is never going to get us in trouble. It's how we act or react in that highly escalated emotional state that will determine how that encounter will go. My love.
No, I think that, you know, with anger also, there's, like, it's okay to be angry, but it's not okay to be destructively angry. Because, like, the slamming of things, the hitting a wall,
Right.
whatever, you can contain that anger, just not at the other
Whoa! Jody says, Ian, what would your mama do if you called her the B word? She would slap the taste out of my mouth. You see this lovely voice y'all hearing? She would slap every syllable and vowel, right? We Jamaican out here. And the reality of it, Jody, is that it's not in my wheelhouse. I could never, would never. That's just me.
Yeah,
I'm a different sort. I was raised differently. And hello again. Hello, good evening. God bless you. Thank you for stopping in. Yeah, exactly. However, it's not in my wheelhouse. It's not in my wheelhouse. I've taken enough butt whippings in my childhood to know that. You see, that's psychological warfare, right? Because your parents know, Jamaican parents know that one day they're gonna get old and they're gonna be at your mercy. So they put that beating on you regular so that you know that they beat you get into you generationally, so that it never cross your mind to mess with them. Not ever. You chew off your own arm first. No, that's not it. That's not it. With me, it's I have a special place of reverence in my heart for my mothers. And it's just not in my wheelhouse. That's not in my makeup. That's not who I am as a human being. It never has been. And it's so interesting that my personal journey that took me to a place of being an abuser, being abusive towards women. And again, you know, when you are in survival mode, you know, it brings out things in you that it's just not. I'm that guy that, even as a child, I would open doors and, you know, hold chairs, and you know, that's how I was raised. I came up in a different era. Yeah. So the idea that me of all people would end up being abusive. Thank you, brother. Disagree? No, respectfully. No, please.
No,
please expand.
No, I disagree. Respect.
No. That's what she wrote.
No, I disagree. Respect on what you were talking about. You know, you got that beating. It was that respect, not the same. Sorry, I think I may have had something else in my head. Sorry. Yeah, it was one of my conversations I was having.
Jesus loves you. We received that. Thank you. Are you Christian? I'd like to address that very quickly. I was born Christian. I grew up. I was baptized as an adult in 2014 as Christian. I was attending a little church over here pre-COVID, and I identify very heavily as Christian for most of my adult life, most of my life, natural life actually. My own healing journey, and Jody, if you can give me some context, please, in the meantime there. My own personal journey and where it has taken me is that I've come to a place where, as Cousin Diane had said from weeks ago, that you get to a place where you realize it's more about relationship and not about
religion. I found that religion has often asked me to stand in judgment of my fellow man. And I would rather not stand in judgment of anyone simply because I know how strongly I feel when I feel I'm being judged. I know how strongly I rail against that. So I don't want to, I try not to judge. I don't always succeed, however, I try not to judge. And so I found that in my own personal journey, religion has often asked me to stand in judgment of my fellow man. And I'd rather just be able to love God's children regardless of their skin color, proclivity, orientation, identity, whatever. However, as long as you're a good, decent, godly, kind person, I want to be able to say you are my friend. I love you. You are a child of God. We are. Yeah. Struggle with anger when defending my son. I find it hard to deal with it and then regret it later. Yeah, maybe you.
Mm-hmm. No, however, Jody, yeah, I nailed it.
Yeah, I still don't understand what my wife said. However, go on, please.
No, defending your son? Is it defending your son from other people?
Or defending yourself from yourself.
Yeah, if it's defending our children, it's hard. It's hard to hold back, especially when it comes to your kids. You do everything to protect them. I think that's one of my, you mess with my kids, I'll it doesn't turn out very
The
well.
mama bear and her conversation.
Yeah. So it's really, I don't feel that's anger if you're defending your son. I'm not sure what you're doing to regret it after. However, if I had more context, then.
And how did we meet? As we said several years ago, we met at the Manitoba Wally powwow. Kind of really are symbolic, you know what I mean? That we would meet at such a spiritual venue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really, it just, and it's so interesting, Cousin Di, if you're still here, when you asked us the question and we had to work out the timeline, and I realized that we never, in our relationship, we've never been to the bar. We go out to support events. Here in Manitoba, we have this thing called socials, where you go out in support of something, in support of a couple getting married, in support of something. Right?
I think it was something with a medical.
Yeah, right. Well, an individual had a medical emergency, and so there was a support event to raise money and so on and so forth. And so we go out to events like that, and of course we love to go out and eat. And and we'll go out. I remember a couple of times we went out and watched the fights. We went out and watched. Was it Mayweather?
I don't even remember.
Conor McGregor.
I think it was
his earlier fights.
Yeah.
I saw a really interesting, any MMA fans here, I saw a really interesting statistic, or a really interesting caption the other. It says Conor McGregor has had something like 14 or 15 professional fights in his entire career. And I think Mike Tyson had 15 in 1 year in '85. And that gives us a little bit of perspective, right? Yeah, it's just interesting.
Oh, his nails were painted and his father lost it on me. I was angry for days and I actually swore at him. That was that context.
Yeah. So he painted his nails?
Her son must have painted his nails and then the father lost it, so she defended her son.
I painted my pinky nail once as a child. Funny you should mention this. Lived life experience. Jamaican child. Maybe it's something I saw Theo do. I painted my pinky nail, I believe it was my left pinky nail, bright red. My dad went ballistic. Yeah. Lost it all. I haven't thought about that in years.
Yeah, so I totally agree. Jody had said mama bears. Mama bears are, especially I think it's more with the sons. We get very defensive of our sons. Mommy's boys, right? So yeah, I could see but you swore at him. I thought, okay, you didn't actually. Well, that's still bad to regret. However, I thought it was more like you assaulted somebody at that point.
I remember blink 3 times quickly if you're
Oh, yeah.
they were in one of our workouts.
Yeah.
God bless you. Thank you for coming back. Thank you. God bless you.
I gotta see if you're blinking.
I'm not blinking, baby. But what I need to be rescued from.
Oh.
That is so interesting that thought that my and of course it was all wrapped up in phobia, right?
Or toxic masculinity.
Toxic. However, there's something that we need to understand about Jamaican men, Jamaican people in general. Jamaican people generally have a very healthy dislike for homosexuals. And the reality of it is, I don't know if Jamaicans anymore even remember the history of why they feel the way that they do, right? Because it's a generational thing. It's been passed on for since the days of slavery. If you go into the Willie Lynch letters, right? Jamaica was one of the ports that they took these slaves, that they particularly ornery and violent slaves, were taken to places like Jamaica to be, and because Willie Lynch, which was a famous, I don't know if he's a plantation owner, but he was a slave trader. And he had come up with this system. The idea was simply that to kill the slave was useless because all you had was a dead slave. However, you needed to make an example of the slave in front of. You took the toughest, most violent, what's the word I'm looking for? Rebellious slaves, and you broke them in front of the community, in front of the slave communities, to instill the notion that it didn't matter, you were powerless. And one of the techniques that were used in the direct breaking of the slaves was called buck breaking. Buck breaking. It's a rodeo term. However, before it was a rodeo term, this is where it was coined. And this is where the male slave were emasculated in front of they were sodomized. And so that is the history of my island home. And that is the true history of why Jamaicans have such a healthy However, my people perish for lack of knowledge, and a great many of us forget our history. And so now it's just the fashionable thing to be, and I don't say that to defend the idea of homophobia. I just mention it to say that it wasn't. We didn't just decide one day. And I'm not a homophobe. I'm not. However, as a Jamaican, it wasn't just a part of our national consciousness. One day we all decided that we were going to be against homosexuals. It was something that was actually part of our generational trauma. Okay. Jody says today I was washing dishes and recalled from your words last night. I was living in a halfway house, gone through AA, that you were not in a place to think such a queen would be interested in you. That is a fact.
No, you were talking about it and then you didn't finish your thought after.
What's that?
After.
Which one?
This one.
Are we there now? Come on.
Yeah, no, I had to stop Bentley. He was trying to.
Yeah, I saw that. No, that is, I was washing, and the thing is that, again, we were sitting there.
Washing dishes.
I was washing dishes. And I was washing dishes at the powwow. And I love you. And we're sitting there at the powwow and watching the music and the regalia and everything. And if you've never been, I highly recommend it. And then my phone beeps, and my brother Leroy, who's the one responsible for bringing us there, and introducing us, and he's like, I think she likes you. And meanwhile, he's sending her the same text saying that I think he likes you. That time because he was paid matchmaker, right? Mm-hmm. And the reality of it is, again, I just come out. Okay, here we go. Just got out of jail. I was on parole. I was going through rehab. I just checking off the list of things that a woman is looking for in a man, right? I mean, I hit the first 3 right there, right? Top 3 right there, right? So I mean, I was not in a place where I thought that number one, I wasn't interested in a relationship. and I certainly didn't think that any relationship that I was going to be able to attract was going to be a quality relationship simply because of how broken I was and where I was, you know. I mean, I'm a big believer in that. I mean, for so many years, I wanted a 10 when I was at best a 5. And the math just doesn't add up, right? The math just doesn't add up. I mean, I wanted a 10 and a 15 when at best I was a 5. So, you know, I had to do work.
So you
And
were
by
getting
grace.
5s.
I'm sorry?
So you were getting 5s.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I was averaging about 3.5. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I didn't say that. What are you doing? Holy.
I'm playing with you.
What are you doing? I mean, this is not what this is. I
know.
apologize. Oh my
I
goodness.
love you, baby.
Love you. Alright, I'm gonna shut up now. Comfort or solution? Solution, I'm gonna shut up.
No, so but what it was is that he was able to actually say, hey, like right away that same day, it was a whole message of, okay, this, that. So everything that you were talking
Yeah.
about was what he was feeling is that this is where I'm at in life, and this is where I am, this is what I've done, and so yeah, that message you sent. That
So
evening.
I was on curfew because I was on parole. I was on curfew, so it was Sunday afternoon, and I had to be back for 5. And so, and it was early in the afternoon, and you know, we exchanged numbers, had a little bit of a conversation. I thought that my brother just needed a wingman, and I was like, oh, okay, fine, I got this, I got you. So, you know, I started to play night. Whoa! Okay, sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I think that the comments on this app here just reset.
No. Oh yeah, reset.
Okay, yeah, we got that. B word today, yes. Okay. Heard about that. My baby son now age 10 who loved to paint his nails until he got ridiculed at school, right? How long after you were released did you guys meet? I was released, we met May 21st. I was released 2017. I was released May 17th?
No,
When was I
April?
released? April.
I think it was April. You said.
April.
I think
April. About a month before I was McGregor or Poirier. Aren't they doing it the third time? I'll tell you after the fight. I'll let you know what I think. Yeah. And,
So yeah, so he was able to give me all the information.
I'm sorry. Let me finish that thought. I'm sorry.
Yes.
So what it was that I had to leave. So she texted me, and where'd you go? What happened? And I was like, I'm not a gambling man by nature. I'm not a gambling man by nature. However, this night I was in a gambling mood, and so I went full disclosure, complete honesty in a text message, and I was like, "Bleh." And I literally took the phone and I threw it away from my person like it was a firebrand or something, and I sat there and I looked at it. I mean, it wasn't a risk. It wasn't a huge risk because you asked, I answered. It wasn't a huge risk because I wasn't expecting anything to come out of it anyways, and it was somewhat liberating to be that honest. And you know, it's actually easier to be that honest with a stranger than it is to be with someone that you know, because of judgment, right? I mean, I was convinced that, I'd probably never see her again, right? So what did judgment matter, right? So I was completely honest. And after about 8.5 minutes of looking at the phone, I picked it up and I was like, yeah, too much too soon, eh? Yeah, I get it. It's nice meeting you. And I prepared to go on with my life. And a funny thing happened. Yeah. And so it was actually my brother Leroy and Auntie Lana, who was here earlier this evening. I don't know if she's still with us, Auntie Lana, because Rach was still there with my brother Leroy and Auntie Lana, and she was talking with Auntie Lana, and it was like, yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot, and you know, she sounded out with Auntie Lana, And I don't know what Auntie Lana said to her, but here I am, right? Right? Here I am. Here we are. So, yeah, it worked out. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. And then that just speaks to the idea that, you know, you have the ability to manifest your best life. You have the ability to manifest your best life because, I mean, to say, being incarcerated at 45 years old, you know, on a drug offense, that was tough. It was a tough pill to swallow, you know. However, after she responded after your verbal diarrhea, did you know she was the one? It was a start. I mean, it was a start. All that was just confirmation that, hey, this is actually a quality person, you know? And so that started a conversation. That started a conversation that's been going on ever since, right? And is ongoing to this day, you know? That started a conversation. Our first date was the coffee shop that Tim was by where she was working at the time. And our second date was I took her to my favorite bakery in the Wolseley area. I've never taken anyone there, male or female. I mean, that's my guilty pleasure. Like, I mean, I'll sneak off there by myself in the middle of the afternoon and go have some, you know, cinnamon buns, and that's my spot. And I just thought it was so interesting that I just ended up there with her. You know, we were driving around. I was showing her where I grew up, and yeah, maybe I had an idea because it's not you don't just take anybody, show them where you grew up, you know, and yeah.
Rachel, how and when did you know? That was a because first thing is that because he was open full disclosure, I had a choice. I wasn't gonna find out a month later, 2 months later, you know what I mean? So it was like that full, I had a choice in that moment. The next day, when we went for coffee, see you, Jody.
Good night, Jody. God bless you. We appreciate you. Go take care of them chickens.
So the next day we were able to have that conversation and say like, what is this? And he was saying like, I'm not for, you know, just a fun time kind of thing.
True story. I can't believe I actually said that, but I did.
And then he says, I'm looking for long. And I was like, I'm the same. I'm like, dating has never been something to be looking forward to. And so it was those, I'd say milestones pretty much. Like those were big moments right away in our relationship.
Thank you, Jody.
Thank you, Jody. We'll touch base.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were the moments. And I was the first one right away to say I loved him.
And I think that the connection was made at the powwow because once we started talking, it was just like, I mean, our common ground was our kids.
Oh yeah, it was our kids, and then full disclosure, and then what his intentions were. Right away it was the intentions.
Yeah, I mean, and it's so interesting because, I mean, you got to realize at this point I've been incarcerated for a year, right? So if you know what that means, I've been without for a year, and yet it was like I found myself saying, hey, if this is just about physical intimacy, and thanks, I'm flattered, but I'm not your guy, right? And she was right in the same place, and it's so interesting when you can build a relationship without having it being complicated by being physical. There's something to be said for that. That's not judgment or condemnation on my part. I mean, do you what makes you happy, right? However, I think that there's something to be said that when you can develop and build the foundation of a relationship on something other than sex, it's I think that's a stronger foundation.
Daft Punk is back and said, Ian, I'm angry. I just kicked and smashed my computer. What do you do? Well, you know what Daniel the Tiger would do in this.
Wait.
Huh?
Do you want a comfort or solution?
Okay. Here is the topic. The topic tonight is comfort or solution. So you had an emotional reaction to something that's going on in your life. Do you want comfort in this moment or do you want a solution? We can offer either. Which do you need in this moment? I'm sorry, I don't know what that is, chicken sandwich. And then, do you go live often? I have to go soon, but I'd love to join you live again. We go every evening, Real Talk at this time, 8 Central Time, 8 Central Standard Time, Monday to Friday. On Saturdays, we do the Word, which is the faith-based aspect of the 4Fs, faith, family, food, and fitness. And we go live in the mornings for our morning workouts, and in the afternoons for our workouts in the gym. So Daft is looking for a solution. Okay, comfort to your problem. Excuse me, a solution. So you kick the computer, and it's broken. Is it broken? Is it broken? So let's talk. What precipitated? Why'd you kick the computer? What happened? Why you mad?
Why you mad, bro?
No, don't do that.
I'm sorry.
I'm glad it was you, not me. It says, John here from Ireland. What's the topic? Comfort or solution, though? In our relationships, I think it's so very important that as men we learn to identify when our spouse, our partner, or significant other requires comfort and not necessarily a solution. From my perspective as a fixer, it's always my go-to to try to just fix something. When my wife is crying, I want to fix that. What she was able to articulate to me recently was the simple fact that in those moments she doesn't want a solution. Just shut up and comfort me. Just shut up and be a shoulder to cry on. Don't finish that. Don't.
Okay.
Don't.
It's like, yeah, what
Love
am
you.
I love
Fellas.
you. We're
Fellas,
really on.
hold on, baby. Fellas, stop letting your girl vent to her male friends. Be her safe place. Be her safe place. Be that safe place for your wife, your partner, your spouse, your whatever, your significant other. And stop allowing them to vent their frustrations to other people. Because a shoulder to cry on becomes something else. I'm just angry. I'm just mad about what's going on. I'm stuck at online school, have no friends. And,
How old are you?
Please.
I think because if you're a child, you're a young teen. I don't know what age they come on here, or an adult, because frustration levels and who can you reach out to?
Mm-hmm. Who can you reach out to if
Yeah.
you're 16? What's your relationship like with mom and dad? How happy or unhappy are they right now that you've and this is actually exactly what we're talking about, right? I mean, for the sake of making this conversation flow a little bit smoother, we'll suggest that
He's a Beatles fan. He ain't no 16.
good evening, God bless you. That one of our 16-year-old Princess Jasmine now is frustrated. He's a Beatles fan. He ain't no 16.
That's
okay. My mom is good. My father is not really, and that's another set of problems. Okay, God bless you. However, how is she with the fact that you broke the computer? We are a blended family of 10.
We have 10 children.
Yeah.
8 live in the home with us.
Right.
And
From the Balkans, God bless you. Thank you for joining us.
we have 2 doodles
2 doodles. Both of them are in the doghouse, literally.
today.
Personal best deadlift today, 350 for 5. Congratulations, 12 together. 12. Hello from Germany. God bless you. We are in Winnipeg, Manitoba. She doesn't know yet. Okay. Busy home, absolutely. Never don't home. She doesn't know yet. Okay. So the first thing is that, and this is not gonna sound like great advice in this moment because, however, hello, do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior, Bob Marley? God bless you.
I had to see who that was because I thought it was
Chris for a second, right?
yeah.
You're going to have to tell Mom. You're going to have to trust that, Mom is invested enough in keeping you safe that she's not going to do you harm. And I think you know that, right? Tell her the truth. And yep, there's some advice right there. Thank you for the follow.
Accountability.
Accountability is everything. Accountability is everything. You're going to have to tell Mom. However, I suggest that from Scotland, God bless you, thank you. We received that, thank you. I suggest that you make every effort to let Mom, to articulate to Mom exactly what it is that you're feeling. That this was not just a random act of violence. That you are frustrated beyond measure. And speak your piece. However, we might want to start with Mom, I'm sorry. I think that's a great place to start. It's just the whole online thing, it just drains me mentally. When I go back to school, I feel better.
So you're an extrovert, so he needs that, he's a social butterfly.
He needs the interaction. We're built for fellowship, first with God and then with each other. And these are just, your kids are lucky. You seem like chill and level-headed people. We aspire to be better than what we are, and as such, we work at it. And what you see or what you're drawing to us is simply the God in us. The God in us. God bless you all. And yeah, be prepared that she might be upset. Because, she has to, be prepared for that. However, that you can't, shirk your accountability on that. And maybe have a plan in place how you can provide restitution. Maybe you can do extra chores to help, earn, work off the cost or something, because that's important too, right? That's important. Those are important life lessons. If you broke it, you should be accountable and, at least try to make restitution. If you're not in position to do so, then be that as it may. However, I think that it would show responsibility and maturity on your part if you approach Mom with a plan already in place to say that, hey, this is what I can do. I can maybe do some extra chores on the weekend to help cover the cost of either replacing it, getting new, or whatever the case may be. I think that's a solid place to start. And then you and Mom need to have some hard conversations. Not hard conversations. You need to have some important conversations.
Open,
honest conversations on addressing your mental health and your mental well-being right now at this moment. I'm not putting a stigma on you. This is how important this is. Yeah. Right, and you see, you're using the same language we're using. The progress that you made mentally is fading away. So we're going to need you to really, really pay some attention and really look at identifying the things that make you happy. Just identifying, even in this moment right here, 3 things that make you happy right here in this moment, so we can start feeding into those things. And of course, you'll have our prayers.
And self-care.
Self-care is so very important. And the progress that you made, it might feel like it's slipping away. However, I once heard, don't despair. To despair is to turn your back against the Lord. And it's easy for me to say because of where I am in my own personal journey. However, I would encourage you to get into your Bible and just, read the words of encouragement that are found in those pages. And take them from your comfort. Take them as your comfort. Take them as your comfort. I found in my lived life experience, and I seldom ever get outside my own lived life experience, when I'm at my lowest, when I don't know where to go, where to look, I look up. I look up because I always have a friend. The thing is, I never really spoke to my mom about it, addressed it. One of my teachers, and sorry. Baby.
No, and I think that reaching out to somebody that you consider your safe person is. You're starting that conversation.
Right.
However, I feel as parents, sometimes it is better to speak to your parent because they're able to, support you.
Yeah.
And so if you're reaching out to a safe person, it's just reaching out and starting those conversations because you're not sure where it's going to go. So self-care is very important. So looking after you. And that's what parents do, is that they do look after you,
Absolutely.
especially in those times.
Thank you for the share. God bless you. Hi to both. Hi, God bless you. Thank you for the share. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. And here, right here, teachers, lots of online counseling. There's lots of online free counseling now. The big white wall, mental health online. And, yes, thank you for that. That is awesome. And we're having the same conversation. So, I've got an idea. You're doing, I don't know where you are. However, I know that this is my lived life experience, and I know that you're going to want to call one of those children helplines. And I would like a commitment from you right now, if we could, that you're going to make that call. If you're not going to go talk to mom right away, if you're not in a place where you can go talk to mom right away after we're finished having this conversation, I'd like you to make that phone call to that the child's helpline. I'd
Kids
like
helpful.
to thank you. I'd like to get that commitment from you, if I could, Daft, if I could get that commitment from you. Does each child have their own laptop? Yes, they need to. How often do you buy clothes for the kids? As often as we need to. And if we could get that commitment from you, and to make that phone call or have that conversation with your mom. As well now, I want to let you know that, because I know that one of the things that we do to feed into the because Jordan was a lot like that. Jordan, our 17-year-old social butterfly, he went through the doldrums, and he went through a phase that was very tough for him with remote schooling.
I guess with the acceptance, because it is his grade 12 year.
It's his grade 12 year, man. I mean, we started training last spring. This was supposed to be his show out year. He was, his body, he put on like 20 pounds of muscle, and it hit him hard. Jesus loves you. Have a great day. Thank you. God bless you. We received that. Jesus loves you too. It hit him hard. So I'm going to suggest one of the things that we did for him. We are here every morning, Monday to Friday at 8:30 a.m. for the Simpson Family Workout. I'd like to extend an invitation for you to have to join us tomorrow morning, 8:30. All you're going to need is a bottle of water. It's no weight calisthenics. It only takes 10 minutes. And the benefits produced from the endorphins from exercise is a very natural way to fight the effects of depression and anxiety. So that's something that we can do immediately to try to help get you on the right track. And I'd extend that invitation to you, and please think on it. And as well, if you can give us a commitment that you will, after this conversation, you will go and speak directly with either mom, or you will get on the phone and phone the local kids helpline in your area, and to continue this conversation, because we don't want to leave you hanging here, buddy. We don't want to leave you hanging at all. So I need a confirmation on any three of those. Go ahead, my love.
No, I'm just, and that's, the great information to pass on. I feel that, that's perfect, painting to try and help with it. That is that outlet, because art is therapy, yeah.
Art is fantastic.
And I feel that just that open, honest communication, and it's able to share with other people what you're going through, because there are people that are going through either something similar, so that you guys don't feel alone, that everybody is on some level, there with you.
You're not alone. You don't have to. Yes, please ask a question. What is that?
Oh, what that?
We're
No,
looking at where
no,
it is.
I'm
No
time.
questions.
I'm time. Yeah, I'm time.
No questions. If you can get it in on the umbrella of the next 30 seconds, you can ask a question. We are in at 1 hour and 20 minutes. My wife is reaching. It is time for us to say goodnight. It's been a long day, and it's time for her to unwind and kind of put her feet up and take off her glasses and close her eyes and look at the inside of her eyelids and get some money. It's
Toss
been a
and
very,
turn for.
very, very positive day. However, it's also been emotional. And last one's been.
No, I just want to thank everybody for stopping in tonight and contributing to the conversation. Also, the ladies are so good here. Jody and Carla and Diane, they're able to.
They add so much to the experience.
Yeah, they do. They do, because I feel that sometimes we may get lost in our thought process, and I lose whatever train of thought, whatever it is. and then you guys seem to bring it back to, because you need to, I guess, get the complete story or the complete answer, or yeah.
Oh, I've said once I was finished a course with a teacher who helped him. He was able to do some oil painting landscape for her as thanks. That's awesome.
That's perfect.
That's awesome. I mean, feed into the things, and we can't stress this enough. I'd first of all identify the things that make you happy, and then feed into those things. Feed into those things. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is a choice. So identify the things that make you happy, and then make time to feed into those. You had anything else you wanted to?
No, I
add?
just wanted to finish and say thank you to these ladies that, you know, for checking back in, and if you need clarification on something, you guys are able to go in there and ask, and yeah.
All right. So in closing, Romans 15:13 on, may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. God bless and keep you today, tomorrow, forever. Thank you for joining us.